It's Ben with Ben's Brick Designs. How you doing? I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. I am happy to be here. I hope that everybody's having a good time tonight. It is Thursday. It is my Friday. I have tomorrow off, and I'll tell you why in a second, as soon as I get everything running here.
Hey everybody.
Yeah, shut you up. No, shut up. There's got to be a better way to do that. So, you may ask yourself, let's see who's showing up in the chat. Open in browser. Dara's here. Hi, Dara. From next door. How's it going? You may be asking yourself what these towers, these pillars are. Well, I'm going to show you here in a second. I have built a web camera holder for the purpose of drawing tonight. So we're going to do some drawing. Isn't that great? So this is not going to be a Lego building set. I'm very sorry. This is going to be a drawing set. This is drawing I need to get done before we go out of town next week. And I also need to practice getting this rig set up so I can do a stream tomorrow with Kevin Hinkle. If you don't know who Kevin Hinkle is, you should look him up. He's a cartoonist extraordinaire, illustrator extraordinaire. I wouldn't say web designer extraordinaire, but he's a very good artist. He's also, he was at one point intimately involved with the Lego company. He worked with them in the consumer relations group or something like that. He went to a lot of events and kind of dealt with the community and got feedback from them and worked with them, and then brought information, to and from the Lego group. He hasn't worked there in many years, but he still has some people he talks to about things. So I will be on at 9 a.m. Central tomorrow morning from 9 to noon, or 10 Eastern, or 10 to 1 Eastern. So it's going to be 3 hours of doodling. All we're going to do is be doodling. We're just going to doodle drawings as we go. And I'm testing out this rig. I'm thinking I might make it a little closer so you can see the doodles as I go. But the problem is then it's kind of in my way. It's going to be hard to draw and do that at the same time. So I may have to do some practicing. But this gives a good kind of overview of what I'm doing. And I might use this from now on in for the build cams because it's directly above. It's not sitting on this light anymore. It's not as wobbly. I need to figure out how to do the cabling and whatnot, but should be good. I'm liking it. So Glenn, there is Lego. It's just these stands made out of Lego. I'm also going to use this piece as a straight edge. It's an old black piece. The only ruler I have is this one, and it's 18 inches long, and it might get in the way, so I thought I'd do something a little shorter, just in case I need it, and I will, because I'm going to have to do some of these straight edges around here. So, with that out of the way, I'm going to get to drawing. I will tell you that this is the beverage I'm drinking tonight. It is let's do this. It's a Delbert's Scratch Hippo. It is a amber ale, but man, it's packing a punch, I'll tell you that much. I may have just not had enough to eat. I don't think it doesn't have an ABV on it. I'll have to look it up. Anyway, a local brewery, a Delbert's, for those who aren't from Austin. And I don't remember if I've had Scratch Hippo before, so it's pretty good. And speaking of local, at least Texas, I found this at HEB today. Shiner Weiss and Easy. It's a nice, unfiltered, full-flavored, brewed with native Texas dewberries, and look how small it is. Isn't this adorable? These were 50 cents at HEB. They had 50 calories, and I almost bought about 17 of them. I don't know how many ounces this is, but I mean, you can see it's probably about 8 ounces. It's very cute, so I'm going to give it a shot here and see what it's like. I do like the amber ale from, opened it right above my drawing. Rookie mistake. Ooh, immediately smells delicious. I'm a big fan of Weiss's. That is very interesting. Oh, I like that a lot. It tastes like almost like a rhubarb pie. So if you're just joining us, that's what's going on, is this Weiss and Easy from Shiner. I saw a big stack of these at HEB today. I mean, just a big stack. Like, probably about that big. And it's these little cans, so there's like 50 of them. It's very fun. All right, so let's get to drawing a little bit. Scratch and Hippo, it seems like it's more. I mean, I've only had one so far. I started at about 7. And it's kicking my butt. So I think what we're going to do right now is, I've already got most of the pencils done. I don't know if you can see this a little better, but it's a friend. It's Beth's niece, and they are big horror fans. So they thought it'd be funny if she was like a Jack-in-the-Box jumping out of a box. So, and then there's, I don't want to. It's fairly big. It's 18 inches by 12 inches. Yeah, so 17 by 11 or 17 by 14. I don't want to spend a lot of time on watercolor on this. So I'm going to leave the background white. But what I am going to do is draw kind of a window panel in the background. This is kind of a cheat, and I do this a lot with other art. I want a BBD, I want something a little harder. So you just draw a little panel in the background. And it's like a little window into some scene in the back. And it looks like you've done a background, and you really haven't. So for you aspiring artists out there, that's a little cheat from me to you. So how's everybody's Thursday? Glenn, I saw that you're having problems because it was a Thursday. Could never get the hang of Thursdays, huh? It's a Jill in the box. That'd be so great if her name was Jill. That would be sort of a layup, wouldn't it? Kind of perfect. Yeah, she's from the Isle of Misfit Toys. Nobody wants a Charlie in the box. We got a DP Shepbricks in the YouTube chat. Good evening, Debbie Shipbricks. How's it going? Yeah, taking a break from some Lego and doing some drawing. I'm kind of out of practice, and I've got this drawing that I need to get done. I wish I had my rolling ruler still. Sort of not making it happen really good right now. I feel like that's a little off. We'll just measure it. Go 13. So this is a lot of just pencil setup because I'm really close to the inking phase. I'm going to do inking, and then I'm going to do watercolor. So I'm just trying to get some final background lines here. And also, I apologize if I lean in front of the camera like this. My eyesight isn't what it used to be, and so I'm probably going to try to get really close to some of these. So I am drawing a, this is for Deppie. This is my fiance's niece. This is a kind of a gift for her parents. They asked me to draw this a really long time ago, like almost a year ago. And if you give me a deadline and say, you know, we'd like this by X date, I'm going to do it by X date. But if they say, well, no rush. I'm never going to get it done. It's just the artist temperament. I'm never going to get it done. So Beth gave me the deadline of before we go to Kentucky in next week. So I have till next week to get it done. To answer your question, Deppie, her parents, so my fiance's brother and her brother and his wife are big horror fans, he especially. So it was like, when they said, come up with something, I was like, why? How about her jumping out of a Jack in the Box? Slightly, kind of horror-ish, but not, terrifying. And they thought that was a great idea, so I'm going to do that. I thought about putting a knife in her hand and all this other stuff, but they're like, no, that's probably good. That's a good, let's make that a little bigger. So I'm doing a cheat right now that I used to do with comic book illustration where you just throw a little panel in the background and then everybody thinks that you got a nice solid background going on. Actually, you know what? I'd rather have it. I'm going to erase this. Oops. And that's the thing about this frame is I am going to bump it a lot. So I'm not going to do this. I'm going to do it off-centered. Make it artsy. That's very cool. Deppy Shep says that, for those of you not in the YouTube chat, has a friend who's going to start an art channel. I wish them luck. I know that I have people who have told me that an art channel would be a lot of fun and that people will watch it. I'm like, okay, well, tell those people I'm going live because I've been doing this for a while. I had, so not on this channel, but I have another channel that's just my name. And I used to do a thing with people's portraits, and I would draw them as robots. And it was a really cheap way to get some commissioned art. I would, oh, that's gonna be a tangent. I don't want that. I would be like $20, and you send me a photo, and then I would draw somebody as a robot really quick, and then for $40, I would videotape it and make a video out of it. That went well for a little while, but then people stopped wanting stuff. I need a T-square is what I need. I'm digging this like Terminator music we got going on here. And let's say it goes down to here. It goes all the way over. So how'd you find out about this channel, Deppy? I know that Kevin's been putting out a lot of links lately for his stream tomorrow. Let's go an inch away. This is kind of the boring part, even when you're doing comic book work, all the perspective line drawing, if you're doing a big city background or something. I used to hate it. Hate it. Not that I didn't think it was worthwhile or that I was any good at it, but man, it was just so boring. But then again, every time I see some really good background work, I'm like, man, that's some good stuff. Got a Connie in the Facebook group. How's it going? Connie, I did get confirmation that those essays can be done by anybody outside of Texas, so I will be getting in touch with you. I really appreciate you volunteering to do that. That was very nice. Oh, this is going to make a horrible tangent, and I'm not going to like it at all. Yeah, I'm going to have to change that up a little bit. Also don't have a really good, I hope that's not copyright music in the background. Kevin Hinkle, pretty sure literally any stream. Sub everyone on there. Yeah. Yeah. I've known Kevin for a while. Probably, I don't know, maybe coming up on 9 years, something like that. He was part of our Lego user group for a while. Then he moved to be involved in Lego with the Lego company. So it's going to be fun doing his show tomorrow. No, and the music. Hi, Shalane. How's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for coming by. The music is from Pretzel, so it's stream-friendly music that you can play in the background. I am desperately wanting to get another pair of headphones so I can hear the music rather than playing on a separate laptop over here. I really just want to have everything kind of in here versus all out here. Thank you. Thanks for liking the Lego videos too. I appreciate that. All right, so I don't know what I'm going to do in the background just yet. And this is where this Lego comes in. So Shalane in Facebook is an old high school friend. And I would draw her all kinds of stuff, man. Because we dated. We were schmoopy. And I drew all kinds of stupid crap. Yeah, I haven't, Shalane, I haven't been drawing in a long time. It's just not, I don't want to say it hasn't been lucrative, but it feels like I get a little burnt out by it every once in a while. So it's hard to kind of keep up with it. And you know, it's a muse thing. You either follow it or you don't. New. Pretty sure Kevin was never a Tech Slug member. Then again, it was before Brick Fiesta was born. But I have no clue. Yeah, hi Lisa. How's it going? So, as far as I remember, I think he was at Brick Fiesta. But I think by that point, he was already I can't remember if by Brick Fiesta 2011, if he was already in a Lego capacity. Hi Gala. It's been a while. How's it going? Thanks for coming by. No, what I'll be doing with Kevin tomorrow is more doodly. We're just going to take suggestions and then we're going to doodle. This is actually a commission for a family member to be. So now what I'm going to do is work on, it's a really old sketchbook. So here's something I drew. Oh, look at this. This is something I drew when I graduated high school. This is 1991. Silver Surfer. It's one of my favorite. I don't know why I still have this drawing. I mean, look at how yellow the paper is. That's crazy pants. And I think I drew this with a ballpoint pen. I don't know why this is still in here. Anyway, this is just an old notebook. What I use for what I do with old notebooks. These are just sketches. Is I'll turn them over and then use the back sides for testing brushes. So when I get to the watercolor phase, that's a pen. I need a brush. That's not a good one. So the other problem with not having drawn in a while is I don't know what any of these supplies, how good any of these supplies are. So the next couple hours are going to be me going through these and going, nope, that pen sucks. That one's pretty good. I am a big fan of these Pitt brush pens. They probably don't even make these anymore. That one's not good. 2:18 a.m. Where are you, Gala? Let's see. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Are you in the UK? France? Trying to think what's 5 hours ahead. Oh, that one's brilliant. That's a #1 slot. Got good ink, but not a good tip. UK, yeah. All right, cool. All right, Deppy, no rush. I'll be here for a few hours. Well, hour and a half maybe. Till 9:30 usually. And then I get tired and go to bed. Maybe I'll go a little later tonight since I don't have to get up tomorrow. That one's absolutely dead. Hey, Kevin, Mr. Hinkle. What up, man? Do you like my rig? I don't know if you saw the Instagram. There we go. All right, these should be enough to start. So. All right, this is always the most aggravating part. Is the first time, oh man, the first time you put pen on the paper. It's going to be aggravating, so I'm going to start over here with this little knob. And I'll get my piece of paper. Ooh. Yeah, Lisa, this is someone you may know. It may be your daughter, or it may be your grandchild. I'm going back to Shalane. Which drawing do you still have? Because I know I still have a lot out there, but it'd be fun to know what is officially out there. I need something bigger than this. This is I thought this was an F, the biggest, but I guess not. Maybe a micron? Nope. Micron 5, that's a 3. I'm going to use a Sharpie on that one. 8? Maybe an 8. Okay, what we got? I was ready to join right at 9, and then I realized our first Star Trek Picard episode for free on YouTube, and I was like, what? Yeah, so they're on the second episode now. You should check it out. It's pretty good. I'm not going to say it's great. I have some problems with it. But so far, it's decent. Little screw on the handle there. So I have a problem of generally making my my line art is a bit sketch. I am not very clean, so this is going to be a really rough transition for me to do something clean like this. So I'm going to move that up a little bit. I just noticed Lego Monarch Sport. Yeah, so this is holding up the webcam for tomorrow. I'm going to have to do this, and then the cool thing is I can lower it, and it'll get a little closer to the, so tomorrow I'll be able to doodle, and the camera will be probably right here. I also have to move everything into the other room, because, hey, Will. How's it going, Will? Will Heron, I've got Kevin Hinkle in the YouTube chat, if everybody wants to jump over to the YouTube chat. Anyway, yeah, Beth works like 20 feet that way, and she doesn't have tomorrow off. So, and she deals with PHI and some HIPAA compliant stuff. So I cannot be here where she can hear me talking and I can hear stuff she says. So I'm gonna have to go in the other room and maybe figure out a way to get some headphones on. Across the chatverse. I'm also using a straight edge Lego piece, because this ruler is entirely too long. I've decided. Don't worry, it's old. I'm not going to be drawing on anything that's a new piece. If you're just joining us, this is what I'm drinking tonight. A Shiner Weiss and Easy and a Delbert's Scratch and Hippo. If you have not been to Adelbert's, it's a brewery here in Austin. I wouldn't say it's one of the originals. It's definitely one of the originals in terms of like the big boom of breweries. But there were several breweries here before. I think Independence maybe, Zilker, Live Oak, can't be sure. Anyway, this is adorable and delicious. It's like 50 calories and 8 ounces, and it tastes like a rhubarb pie. I mean, it's a Weiss or a Weiss. So it's very. It tastes like it's got a bit of flaky, crusty, like a pie. I'm not sure where that comes in, so I enjoy it a lot. I don't know if I drink a ton of them, but I definitely get that in there. There was a bunch at HEB if you want to go get some. Glenn, I'm looking at you since you apparently are the other drinker in the group. Shalane says, I found some at Mom and Dad's, a dolphin. Oh my God, the dolphin. I do remember the stupid dolphin. And some comic stuffs, also some scratch pictures and truck with headlights. Man, those scratch boards were just, they were fun, but God, they were a lot of work. That dolphin, I know exactly what you're talking about. And now the hush falls over the crowd as I realize I just mangled that hinge, or that plate right there. Well, I guess we can call him a legacy. If so, he did come to at least one lug meeting. Hey, Kevin, did you come to any text lug meetings? Some text luggers want to know. All right, and I am not digging this music, really. It's close, but it's not really what I want. Terrified, I'm just going to shut this whole thing down. Shut it down! You kind of forget when you're a kid how something easy like drawing stars can be so effing complicated. Kevin, this will not be indicative of what I'm going to be doing tomorrow, obviously. We're gonna throw down with some good old-fashioned tunes. I'm hoping to get some super weird stuff. Okay, well that is just too mellow. There we go. I'm excited. It should be a fun time. Yeah, it'll be nice. I think the high point is that you'll have somebody to actually talk to, and it won't feel like you're talking to yourself, because doing these streams, it's so weird. The first couple that I did, I was like, nobody's going to listen to me, and I feel like an idiot talking to myself. But then, you realize, hey, they're just watching. I still don't believe anybody's actually paying attention, so. And again, if my head kind of bops into the frame, I apologize. Everybody can show me where my bald spot is. All right, you know what? I feel a little better now that I got some ink down on that. Let's do some face work. All about those crazy suggestions every now and then. Of course, the 15th Baby Yoda. Yeah. Hey, there's Claire. Claire's joined us. Claire Not Claire, not Lego Claire. Claire down the street, Claire. Claire, friend of mine from very close by, Claire. This is always the scary part, the face. Oh, and I'm gonna. Also, this is a bit challenging because usually when you're inking, you're turning the page to. Oh no! Well, that's going to become part of the picture. Check that action out. I was just trying to make room on my non-drawing table. I was going to say that I end up spinning the paper around so I can like drag a little bit, but this is going to have to be part of the background now. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. I don't know. Lego Claire is here too. I saw you earlier, Lego Claire. That's why I made the distinction. So non-Lego Claire, who's in Facebook right now, is also an artist. She actually went to school for art. I don't believe in such things, despite the fact that I also went to school for art. There's going to be some line work on that one. This is all line work, actually. Hey, Claire, look what I found at HEB. Oh, maybe you can... I don't want to spill it over the drawing. Shiner Weiss and Easy. It tastes like a little pie. It's very small. It has like 50 calories. It's like 8 ounces. It's adorable. They had like 100 of them. Don't let your friends drink and draw. Us art school types are the worst. Yeah, I heard you talking about that too. I actually went to school for art, but I also went for theater and music theater, and I switched majors like 3 times. So this is the hard part about babies and children, is that they do have folds and they do have creases, but you don't want to put too many on them when you're drawing, or else they end up looking like an old person with a baby head, and it's kind of disturbing. But you also don't want to leave them like a blank slate, because then they look like a light bulb. Gotta walk that fine line, man. Art school was the reason I left Texas. Was it? Did you go to... I thought you went to Connecticut first to be a Lego person. I didn't realize you had gone for other motives, or you had other motives for that. This is some weird, like, low-rent Harry Potter on synth. I think this needs to be a brush. Texas to Colorado for school, then graduated and started working for Lego there. Got it. So I should come, Glenn says, I should come over and stop you from one activity or the other. I don't know what activity that is, Glenn. But according to like your activity online, I think the next time we go brewery hopping, I should invite you. You seem to enjoy taking part in the beverages. So Kevin says he moved then from Lego from Colorado to Arizona. Right. I remember that you had gone from store to store there, then Arizona back to Texas, and Texas to Connecticut. Got it. Texas to Colorado for school. So where did you go to? Because I'm from Colorado. Where did you go to school? Did you go to like the Art Institute, or did you go to like Metro or CU or something like that? Man, I know you guys probably can't see that, but I think those are some of the best eyelashes I've ever done. Stupid webcam. I need to add that to my Amazon list of... Rocky Mountain College of Art and Design in Lakewood. I knew people who went there. Yes, I did. I applied for that school, actually. That's very funny. And you and I are roughly the same age. We may have been able to go to school together. That's funny as... Although I think you probably went after I did. Or after I lived there. Because I would have gone right at college level age instead of like waiting or going later. So here's my problem with not having completed an art degree. Is I feel like having an art degree would be great to have if you wanted to work for Lego or in a toy design field of some kind. Because I do want to, I mean, it's everybody's dream to do something like that, but I would love to do design work for Lego. I don't have like an engineering degree, so it would have to come from an art side. I always picture Lego people either come from an engineering side or an art side. They really understand the bricks. They really understand what makes them work, what pieces fit well here, and how to make a nice structure. And then I always feel like there's also the artistic side of it where they have the vision of what they want to do, and they're able to kind of go, oh, this is my medium, and this is how what I need to do to assemble this. It was a private family-owned art college back then. It was sold to Full Sail University a couple of years ago. Nice. 2004, 2008. Oh, well, my youngest son was born in 2004. I was way not going to school then. Wow. Unsuccessfully applied to work at the Lego art department 4 times. One of the main reasons I took the community job was the relocation to Connecticut to help make the transition to the art area easier. And look what happened. No, I don't know. I don't know what happened. Drawn eyebrows, drawn eyebrows. Eyebrows are weird. They go like so many different ways. And again, you don't want them to cross over too much, but they do go different weird ways. And if you make them too dark, like I just did, people end up looking like Oscar. Good times indeed. Glenn, drinking and drawing. There was a group in Austin. I think it was just called Sketch Hard, or Draw Hard, but it was like this sort of group of people that would get together at like the Hideout, and not the bar on Mopac, but the Hideout theater and coffee bar place in front of that, among other places. And then they would do, it was a meetup group. It was called Mr. Sketchy's meetup group, and they would either meet up at these coffee shops, and they would have different projects that either they're working on together, or this was a chance to meet people. They would also do life drawing classes at emos, so they would have like counterculture people show up, like people from punk bands or derby girls or stuff like that, and they would be the life drawing models. Man, it was so much fun. And then the group kind of disbanded. There was no more drawing group. So, and I thought at one point about maybe starting up a new one, but then it's like, I had a couple kids. I thought I didn't need anybody for that because I was doing my own thing with comics. It was fun I met a couple people, but it wasn't anything like I really stuck with. It was kind of sad because it was fun. But yeah, they would have shirts and they would say draw hard on them. And then they would have also ones that say friends don't let friends drink and draw, even though we obviously all did. A wild Beth appears.
Hi.
Hey, baby.
How are ya?
I'm fine. I'm working on...
Are you working on the...
Yep. Don't touch me.
Can I have a kiss?
Oh, hey. What's up? Mwah.
Is that gross that we just kissed?
Everybody say hi to Beth. I got Kevin watching. He's going to be the one I'm doing the thing with
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, that's right. You're off tomorrow.
Yeah. Claire and Will and Glenn are also here. Had a couple other people show up, and they were going to come back. Yeah, so this whole rig is going to go in the other room tomorrow.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I'll move the lights and the rig. And
Where
the
are you going to
computers.
be streaming in there tomorrow?
Yeah. Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah.
And I had mentioned that to this, too.
I forget
Ooh,
you're in camera and I'm all like...
Have one of those. I finished mine already.
I don't know if I can because I've got...
It's 50 calories.
No, it's not that. I've
You have
got
blood work tomorrow.
and I'm supposed to fast. I think all I can have is water. I don't know if alcohol.
You probably shouldn't.
Yeah.
All right. Sorry.
Love you.
I love you too. I'll save it for later. So I just remembered, Kevin says hi and gives you a hug.
Hi.
You haven't met Kevin.
I haven't.
You should watch his stream so you know who he is. He's actually moving back to Texas, so you might run into him.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. I don't know when, but
Yeah.
sometime. Gareth Ellis. Hi, mate. I'm not even going to try to do a British accent.
Put this up 'cause I'm gonna put
Yeah, please. And she's in her box.
It's a crate.
It's a crate. So, Gareth is here. I hope you stay, Gareth. I know you're of British nationality, and I just got a text alert that 8 out of 10 Cats does Countdown. New episode tonight, so after this, I'm going to go watch me some British television because that's my jam. Love panel shows. I love it so much. I wanted to show you this, guys. This was something a coworker did, but he can't really do anything with it. If you guys are fans of Silicon Valley, you'll recognize this. This is, I forget the dude's name. Oh, it's the CEO from the company that made the box. Because I haven't watched the show in a long time. But it's, I don't know if you can tell from this, it's 3D printed. So it's the guy's signature. And in the show, he didn't realize what it looked like. So he did this signature, and it got put on all these boxes that got shipped out to everybody. So, and it's 3D printed. It's very cool. Anyway, he made a bunch of these and gave me one. That was fun. Yeah, it's pretty cool. So yeah, we're doing some drawing tonight, Gareth. No Lego tonight, but we'll get back to it. I might have something Sunday to do with some Lego, but we'll see if I get this done or not. Yeah, Silicon Valley is a good show. I watched the first season and then I just kind of stopped. I don't know why. Oh, I remember why. I don't have HBO. So I stopped watching it. But that's okay. I could figure out where to get it somewhere else. All right. This is another dangerous area. Hands always tend to scare me. Because again, it's a child. So you don't want to put too much definition on it because you don't want them to look ripped or anything. But they, they still have some places that there's going to be a fold or there's going to be a crease or there's going to be a, ooh. Oh, somebody bumped into Roomba. Uh-huh. Yep. We need to make sure we have a moment of hatred and exclaim, hands! Hands! I can't leave, so I can't really help you. Oh, Kevin, I'm going to show you this. I don't know if you saw this. I think you would appreciate this. Before I tear it apart, I thought you'd appreciate this monstrosity. Gavin Benson, that's his name. Gavin Belson, yep. This is the Megacore Magnetizer in Futron style. I thought people would appreciate that. Instead of a giant crane on the top, it's a giant radar dish. I'm like, I was going to take this apart today, so this is the last time you'll see it. I wanted to get a nice picture of it, but I can't get a hold of Christina to use her light tent at her store. And I can't obviously be arsed to find $15 to go to Walmart and buy my own light tent, so that's where we are now. Yeah, that giant blue windshield, man. That is something special. I just want to reuse that thing in like all my builds from now on. Except it's old. I mean, it's vintage, as it were, which means it's scuffed and scraped a little bit. It is not in great condition, and I don't know how to deal. Yellow brick, I can get behind. I can figure out something's a little gummy or scuffy or caked with stuff. I can figure out how to clean it, or dusty. But scratched, I don't have any idea how to fix scratched. I've heard that you could put, like, you could spray WD-40 over it and then kind of polish it, like with a wool cloth, and that sometimes helps with scuffs, but I don't know. Like it resurfaces it or something. So the fun part is then after all this is done, I get to go back through and erase all the lines, all the pencils. Novus 1 and 2. What is that, Gareth? Is that a substance? This pen is not doing its job. I think even kids have like lines on their wrists. Gotta be careful. Don't do too many lines, Ben. Just do what you're doing. It's aircraft windshield scratch remover. Ooh. I will note that. Thank you very much. Because I have two of those. And I can't remember which Futron set it came from. It's called like the Cosmic. Most things in Futron were called Cosmic something or other. But it was the base that it had two shells, and then like one of them. It was well no, I should have 4. No, just 2, because it was on the monorail, and it had one section that had like this kind of. It would push out and rotate and stuff like that. I thought there was another one that had just a rocket, but I don't think that was a shell or quarter panel. So, small aircraft windshields are plastic. I knew that at some point. I was when I was a kid, when I was in high school, I wanted to be a pilot. And one of the job placement things is we got to go to, there was a county airport that was by my house. It was like just a couple miles away. And so 2 friends and I went over there, and we spent the day washing planes. And then, hanging around in the pilot's lounge and going to a couple hangars and doing some mechanic stuff with people. And at the end of the day, we got to fly around with somebody. And we didn't actually get to fly. We got to sit and, watch. They just kind of did a thing. And then at one point, the guy like nose dove and came back up, did a nosedive and came back up. And it was awesome. And another friend that we were with got really sick in the plane, and so he thought, well, that's not for me. He went into the Navy. And I ended up not going into the Air Force because my grades were crap. I was not a good student. I was not good with math. I like math. I like the idea of math. I still like science and physics and stuff like that now. But just at the time, I couldn't be arsed to turn in my work or, do any amount of studying, really. Now I'm kind of like, I really wish I would have stuck with it. Anyway, so I think in the back of my mind I knew that, but it's been so long since I've actually seen an aircraft that close that, Kevin asks, are you going to do pencil or ink tomorrow or both? Kevin, I'm not sure. I feel like I want to do, and this we're on second scratch hippo, scratching hippo. I don't feel like this would go over well, and I don't think it's as fast and loose as what the not the medium, but the mode, the vehicle, the architecture, what the show calls for. I was actually thinking of maybe just doing like ballpoint pen sketches because they're loose. You can get a little more pressure on them. You can go over them a little bit. Maybe Sharpie sketches. I've got a thin Sharpie. It'll kind of look a little bit like what you're doing. I also realized I may not have a sketchbook. Like, I haven't bought a new sketchbook in a while. I mean, I've got this, but these are giant pieces of paper. So I could probably use this and just start in one corner and work my way down. That's probably fair enough. All right, so that's Novus 1 and 2. I'll have to keep that in mind. Have you tried that, Gareth, on Lego windshields as well? Does it work? Because if that's the case, I've got a lot of transparent windshield pieces that could use a good amount of love. I'm going to bump the camera again. I also realize her dress is very not flowy. Way too late to introduce some new elements here, but let's see what happens. That's not too bad. Never tried on Lego. Well, it's always the first time. Guess what I'm going to look into? This music reminds me of Ghostbusters. When they release all the ghosts. I'm going to have to turn this upside down. I feel like I'm starting to lose the tip on this one. These brush pens are great, but you've got about 3 or 4 drawings out of them before they get blurry. And then there's a thing where you can take a needle nose pliers and pull out the tip and turn it over and push it back in, and there's another tip in there. But I've already done that on like all of these. Scott Bachtel, what's up, man? Joining us on the Facebooks. Hey, Scott, I'm drinking a beer you would not like. It is from Adelbert's. It is an amber. It is not Coors. It is not Miller. It is not the champagne of beers. So I have a habit. Kevin, let me know if this has ever happened to you. I have, especially in life drawing, it's not so much, and I can see it right now. I have a habit of everything, all my faces and heads and everything, they drift into the upper right. So you can probably tell, and I can't see it, but everything points that way. So a round head becomes this sort of, right? So like if you look at it, I can't really tell until I look at it upside down that it's not round enough. It should be a little smushed in over here and not so collapsed in on that side. And I don't really know. So what I have to do sometimes is when I'm drawing is flip it over and look at it in the light and see if I've made any grievous errors and try to fix them. But then the problem becomes I see it and then I fix it and then it looks worse to me. It looks like, oh God, I've made way too many mistakes on that. And I don't like that hair at all. I'm so bad at hair. Your stuff looks wonky when it's flipped. Haley Daniels. What's up, Haley? How's it going? I decree that my art shall only be viewed from this angle. Yeah, I don't notice it too until, and I also don't, I don't draw like right above my art. Right? I'm at an angle, and I should be drawing like this, right? Or at least have, because I'm at an art table right now, but it's flat because I also do Lego here, and I don't want it rolling all over the place. So the problem is I have it also kind of trapezoids a little farther away. Actually, it does this because I think it's bigger up here, so I ended up making it a little bigger. There's a picture of. Hey, what's up, Tim? Timothy. And I forget which artist it is. I think it's Ellis. Warren Ellis? No, I think he's a writer. Anyway, John Romita. It's John Romita. And his drawing board is like, he sits in just a regular chair, but then his drawing board is like right in front of him, like at almost like a 90-degree angle, and he just sits there and draws like right in front of himself. I wish I could do that. I wish I had the space for that. Yeah, I don't know if you can see it. I think I can take this out. It's a light table, right? So it should have a light bulb underneath it, and you can do, if I wanted to do some sketching and stuff, or inking over other people's pencils, I could totally do that. All right. This stand is working great. But I also have an actual light, I have a little light board that's like that big, a little light table that you plug in and just turn on, and you can just kind of, and I inked over a lot of people's pencils like that, so that was fun. There's a guy I used to work with in Houston, when I lived in Houston, who was also a comic book artist, or, we were both trying to break into the business. And he gave me some pencils, I don't know how many years ago, but I was like, yeah, sure, I'll ink over those. And then I never did. And I still have them. I feel like a chump, but... This is very happy. This micron is getting the last nerve. I need something a little more. See if this works any better. It might work a little better. It's just a lot of these, I haven't used a lot of these in so long that they just feel dry. Let me finish that bow. So yeah, getting back to, because I have nothing else to talk about at the moment. If you aren't aware, there is a thing in Britain called the Royals. No, I'm kidding. Megxit. It's it's got the whole island in a tizzy. I kid. I watch a lot of panel shows, as many as I can get a hold of. QI, 8 out of 10 Cats, Cats Does Countdown, Last Leg. Which I think Last Leg technically, I mean, it's British, but the dude is from Australia. I just cannot, for some reason, I could give two craps about what goes on in American entertainment in terms of like reality TV shows and things like that, but I cannot get enough of what's going on in British entertainment. Travel Man, that's another one of my favorites. I was a little sad when the Hulu, what they offered on Hulu, ran out, and I have to wait for it to show back up. My inking is very off lately. I don't think I've drawn in like 9 months. And I can already tell my back is starting to, oh God. I may need a few breaks tomorrow, Kevin. Make some coffee, go on a walk. And her hair is kind of a lightish brown, so I don't want to get too dark. Not too bad so far. Don't think I'm going to get to the colors tonight. If you're just joining us, which I know you're not, I am doing a drawing stream instead of a Lego stream, but there are Legos involved. Drinking some Adelberts and some Shiner, drawing my soon-to-be, I guess, niece-in-law. So the dress she was wearing had flamingos on it. So I'm going to try not to overpower this. These smaller microns are just not doing it for me. 0.05. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. And the good thing about kids' clothes is they don't have to be exact when you're drawing on their dress. Just has to kind of look pink. When I go through and color it. And I think flamingos have black beaks. I think. So who out there has the coronavirus? Anybody? All right. Well, thanks for the entertainment, Ben. Hey, Gareth, anytime, man. I'm here Sundays and Thursday nights. Check back. We might do some Lego. I mean, that's what the whole channel's about, right? Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, so body's pretty much done. Don't think I can do any. Oh, you know what I want to do now that I've got this really good small micron is throw a couple fingernails. Got to be really careful that you don't overpower these too. A thumbnail here maybe, and a thumbnail there. Yeah, I'm a big fan of less is more in terms of like what you see on a human body, but because I like trying to get more color under it, because if I end up doing any hashing or any shading, I'm going to go crazy with it and it's going to look weird. So I'd rather just do the line work and just kind of be done with it. Yeah, all right. So let's do the box. Let's do the box. Now, the box is gonna be weird because I want to do. Oh, no, I don't think I'll do that. What size of brush or pen is that? It's probably pretty good. Coronavirus has been sold out everywhere. I've checked. Damn. Chelsea Burris. What's up, Chelsea? Chelsea is the person we got our cat from. How's Chicago, Chelsea? She gave us a cat and then she hightailed it out of here to Chicago. Said, you know what? Austin is no good for me. I'm out. Yeah, you're not going to be able to see much of this. Let me see if I can move this up without screwing up the computer. Yeah. Just working on the box now. I'm going to use a brush under there. It should be an exchange program for the folks that want to leave us and for those who wish to return. Yeah, you know, I'm good with that. That's a good program idea. That way Austin can keep its rep of being kind of small and weird, and people can say they've got, you know, they've got a little time. Spend a little time in it. Spend a little time in Austin. Oh my God, Beth read the funniest thing yesterday. Hey Beth?
Yeah?
What did that thing you read yesterday say?
Hold on. What?
That thing you read about, you think you've got it bad?
The Dallas thing?
Yeah. It said, you know, you may think your life is bad, but there are literally people in Dallas right now. I just thought, I laughed for like 10 minutes.
Oh, she destroyed her bed.
Well, yeah, that's fine.
Just let her destroy it.
Yeah, I mean, she was laying in it earlier.
Today?
Like I was playing Battlefront, and she and Allie were just chilling.
How come you never chill when I'm home?
I know, as soon as you get home, and as soon as I'm doing this, they're like, hey man, we want you to like hang out with us. Here's some squeaky toys. Oh yeah, I'm getting nice good cramps. Right in the rib cage in the back. I haven't done drawing in so long. It's like the old Nintendo back where you sit there and you play like this and you get it right in the shoulders. Oh, good stuff. So I'm going to try to draw sitting up, and this is going to be a problem. I don't want to brush for that. I really want this 8 to work better. It seems like it's a bit bendy. Maybe I should freehand that one. I always prided myself on doing some pretty good freehand lines, but better than Dallas, than within 100 miles of 45 degrees. You know, as someone from Denver, originally, oh, look at that, that's too small. I would love it if it was 45 degrees. I know I am of a minority, and that's fine, but I feel like this winter has not been wintry enough. And I know I'm going to catch hell for that, and I'm okay with that. We were somewhere, and Beth said, I got a little chilly, and she said, Mr. Colorado, getting cold? I'm like, I get cold. I just don't, you know, I like cold. That's the thing. I still get cold. I still shiver. If you freeze me, do I not shiver? 45 isn't the current president. Oh, better Dallas than with 100. Yeah, well, that's true. I thought I saw a degree sign there, so I was just like, bah. What were you in Colorado years? I was there 2004, 2009. I was in Colorado from 1973 until roughly 1996. So I was born there. I was born in, I wanted that to go up a little bit. I was born in a little town called Englewood. And then I lived most of my life in Westminster. which is just a suburb of Denver. And then moved to Conroe, north of Houston, in 1996 to be with, oh, that sucked right there, to be with my then soon-to-be wife. And then we moved into Houston, and then shortly after that we moved to Austin. So I've been in Austin since '99. Oh yeah, pre-Y2K. Like I was, the day trading firm I was working at was immensely concerned with Y2K. Like we had all kinds of programs, and we had like a whole slate of things that we were going to do just in case. It was not good. We were terrified. And at the same time, we were kind of like, we're terrified, but I don't think anything's going to happen, you know? It was kind of weird. Yeah, I was in Denver pre-Y2K, pre-80s. Lots of stuff. You're old like me. Yes, IT and Y2K was interesting because we really weren't sure what was going to happen, and the funny thing is nobody was sure. I mean, there was people who were like, well, I don't think it's going to be a problem. It's like, okay, well, how sure are you that it's not going to be a problem? Because this could be a cluster, or it could be nothing, and it turned out being nothing. So, funny story, the lady I was married to at the time was from West Texas. Shout out Friday Night Lights, Permian High School. I worked at USAA. The mainframe programs were freaking out. Yeah, like there's no. Oh, Glenn, that's the sweetest thing you could say to me. I am not old. I'm punk. The older I get, the more I wish I was punk. Like when I was growing up. Like instead of listening to like Huey Lewis and NXS and Genesis, I was like, why wasn't I not listening to the Clash and the Misfits and the Ramones and stuff? You know, I'm sitting here listening to top 40 hits. Anyway, that is very cool. Thank you. I think the older I get, the more kind of punk sensibilities I get because I'm starting not to take any crap. I get more tattoos as I get older. I'm getting more when I'm 46, or when I'm 47. Anyway, back to the IT Y2K thing. It was like we ran through tests. We did like a lot of tests. We did software testing and hardware testing. We had all kinds of scripts that we could run against our current infrastructures. But I mean, that was us. You know, that was like, okay, well, we're good. We don't know if everybody else is going to be good. What happens if all the servers that we're connecting to go belly up? You know, we don't have any way to combat that. So it wasn't even a matter of, you know, because in a trading firm, you're kind of at the mercy of the markets, but you're a clearing firm for other people's money. So you have to make sure that they have access to their money in case anything goes bad. And we're like, well, I mean, you have access to our systems, and so far our systems check out. But if there's anything you need from the market...
Sorry, she's destroying it, so...
No, it's fine. Yeah, it was terrifying. We weren't really sure what was going to happen, and then nothing happened. So I remember we were... it was New Year's Eve that 2001 or 2000, and we were all outside in Austin. We're on Trinity, and they had on Trinity and 6th Street, and they had the ball dropping. There was a crane and a ball and everything, and we're all out there, and we've been drinking, and because we're all just kind of like this, we're effed, and the ball dropped, and we're all like 3, 2, 1, and then everybody kind of went, and nothing happened, like nothing exploded, the lights stayed on, we could see inside buildings that like there are TVs and things still working, and we're like looking at, we didn't have phones at the time that really did anything other than they were kind of made calls, so we couldn't check GPS or anything, and everything seemed fine, so we're like, yay, you know. And then we got really drunk because of course the world didn't end, and I'm pretty sure a friend of ours lost his pants off of parking garage into a set of bushes. That was heady times, my friends. Oh, I was gonna say, so the lady I was married to, her dad was a Y2K, I won't say fanatic, but was a, he was terrified, like he was convinced that shit was going to go down. So much so that like he invested in, I mean, his house, his and her mom and dad's house became like a compound. Like if crap went down, we would drive to Conroe because that's how he had set everything up. He had chickens, he had stockpiles, and it's Texas, so of course he has weapons. It was nuts, man. He had learned all kinds of skills like trapping just in case. So that's going to meet there. Yeah, it was wild. Sometimes I forget that happened too. It's just like, Mevitz! What's up, Mevitz? Mevitz Bricks, everybody in the YouTube chat. Mevitz is a... I don't know that you're in TexLug, but you are in Texas, right? You're in San Antonio? He has a shop where, hey, all Kevin, Will, anybody who's left, Glenn, Mevitz has a shop where you can get parts. And from what I can tell, pretty good, fairly decent prices, and he does these great pictures on Instagram, like he sets all the parts that you ordered out, and it's like in a little thing, and it's like, get ready for shipment. We need to hang out, too. You need to get up. You need to get up to Austin, or I need to get to San Antonio. One of the two. I've been to San Antonio a few times. I don't need to go back. Screw that place. I'm kidding. It's a lovely place. It's fine. Whatever. Yeah, I wasn't... When I found out that you were in San Antonio, I wasn't sure if you knew, like, the TBRR guys or not. The railroad guys. Let's see. Glenn says, I was working at Dell during Y2K, but didn't have to care because I was in customer care, the gray zone between sales and tech support. Winning. By the time the ball dropped in Austin, 3/4 of the world had already discovered that. Not much. That's true. Yeah. Like it hits, Polynesia and New Zealand, and everybody goes, nope, we're fine. And it's like, all right. Sweeps through Asia and Europe, and everybody goes, no, we're good. Yeah, that's cool. I mean, Mevit says, I try to keep prices down, but it doesn't always work. Never got into the lug here. It's cool. I don't know, honestly, if I would get into the lug there either. I think I like the lug here because there are people here that I think I identify with a little better. And the building style is kind of similar to my own. I think I would be okay in the lug there, but they seem very large scale trains, a lot of modular kind of things, which is fine. They do very well at shows. And the people that I've met from there, they're fantastic when they come up here to join us at meetings and stuff. But yeah, TBRR is a good group of people. They always bring a really good layout to Brick Fiesta and Create and whatever else we have going on, other meetings. Speaking of Create, I'm kind of sad that thing doesn't exist anymore. That was kind of a fun thing. But most of that South by stuff is kind of gone. New management. Oh my God, it's almost. I can tell you the Brick Fiesta is always run better when it's not in San Antonio. Ooh, okay. Hey, did you catch that, Will? Brick Fiesta is one of those things, and I think Kevin was kind of mentioning this. And I mean, I don't have a dog in this fight at all. I've been to 2 Brick Fiestas. I've been to 3 Brick Fiestas since 2011. 2 as a exhibitor or a mocker, and then 1 is just like I just brought the kids one time, and it was in Austin too. And I just was like, this was kind of during my all I do is collect Star Wars sets, so I really didn't have anything to do with it. Coming together. So I think I'm going to ink these lines around the borders next, and then it's going to be on to colors, which I don't think I'm going to get done tonight. But anyway. Yeah, so Kevin and I were talking about, or I had mentioned it on his last doodle stream about Brick Fiesta, and I don't know if I don't know if this is public knowledge about Brick Fiesta, but the last few times I participated, it was fine. I felt it was a good show. I also don't have a wealth of experience in terms of other conventions around the U.S., and I need to change that. I think once this next year is going to be all about the wedding and saving for that, but I think when that's done, I'd like to start doing a few more around the country, at least, shows. I think that would benefit me as a builder and get to see some other stuff, but also see what maybe ideas that could be brought back to our lug, even though I'm not a chairperson or anything. So I mean, I thought Brick Fiesta was fine. I have heard that it's not all it could be, but the last couple times I was there, I felt like it was. I mean, the level of support and the level of involvement by the people seems to be pretty spot on. I think what it suffers from, and this is just because Texas, I think it just suffers from the fact that all the lugs in Texas are big lugs, or at least active lugs. They may not be huge. They may not be like, New York or Seattle or whatever. But I feel like Austin is a very active lug. But I think what happens is there is a sense that because it rotates, there's a lot of knowledge that gets lost. It's like if you have just any sort of employee turnaround at an office or at a company, when you lose that employee, you lose their knowledge and their experience. So when you get new chairs every time, you tend to lose that knowledge and experience. And I don't think that's, anybody's fault, really. It's just sort of the nature of how it's set up. So I feel like, and Kevin can kind of talk to this too a little bit, or he did. Yeah, well, Mevitz asks, why does it have to rotate? Well, and that's a good question. I wasn't around when the lugs were formed, because as far as I've always been, when Tex Lug was like, I think like a member of like LugNet, even like way back when, it was that we are big enough that Tex Lug is its own thing, but then there are chapters. And for a while, they could get away with saying that there are chapters within Tex Lug, and each one does its own thing. And for a while, that worked. But then in 2011, when they were like, I have to turn this. Sorry. When they were like, we're going to do this big convention here, and the thing is, the people that set up the convention they were involved in several lugs. I mean, it wasn't just Austin people that came up with it. It was everybody. So I think it was a matter of, well, who gets to host it then? This is a great idea from all of us, but who gets to host it? Well, why don't we, So I don't know. I don't know that there's... Each of our lugs is very active, but I also feel like none of them are big enough to host a convention on their own. And if one of them did, I think it would eat into, like, when do you do it, and not eat into the time and what was the word I'm looking for? The time and the crowd. Can't even think of the word that I'm looking for. The user base. You don't want to eat into the user base too much, because if you do, like, well, okay, Austin does theirs in June, and then San Antonio does theirs in August, and Dallas does theirs in April. It's like, or Houston does theirs whenever, November. It's like, you've got to give people time to kind of recuperate and, and plus, to be honest, it's going to be the same people. There's enough people who live in Killeen or San Antonio, New Braunfels, or in between Austin and Houston, that they're going to go to two of them, but it's going to be the same people every time. Hey, Mevitz and Mr. Hinkle. Hey, it's Deppy Shepbricks is back. Why does it have to rotate? It was a wonderful experiment. Rotate, give it a change, but and find a spot, and lock it in, baby. Okay, this music is just entirely too intense. Yeah. Bum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum bum ba da dum ba da dum bum ba da dum. I'm going to be biased and say that I think Austin is probably the natural selection. It's the capital. It's not equidistant, but it's between. It's in the triangle between the three. Technically, El Paso could have one. Technically, San Angelo could have one. I mean, Amarillo could have one. It's whoever can get the people interested to show up. So, anyway. Yeah, I mean, and Claire was one of the chairs for the last, was the chair for the 2019 one. And honestly, I thought that one went great. I did not have a problem at any point. We got a lot of news coverage. We got a lot of YouTube people in there. We got a lot of people donating for the not the raffle, but the thing where they donate and they auction it off, an auction. They got a lot more than they really thought they were going to get for the auction, and a lot of money went out to good causes. And I mean, I felt it was great. I also didn't sit around and listen to the hey Beth Briers, how's it going? I think the I wasn't able to stay around really for the a lot of the extracurricular activities. It was just a coincidence that Beth was out of town for a wedding, and somebody had to take care of the dog at the time, so I couldn't be gone for 12 hours. That would just be cruel. And I couldn't also ask a friend, hey, you know what, I'm playing with Lego all day, and then I'm going to go drinking with the Lego people. Could you go feed my dog? Hey, Deppy Shep. If you like Kevin's art, you can join us tomorrow on his channel. I like how it's two-hand pointing. His channel tomorrow. He and I will both be drawing cartoons at 9 a.m. Central, 10 a.m. Eastern for about 3 hours. Oh, that's right. You knew him from his channel anyway. So yeah. Yeah, for everybody else who'd like to join, if you want to check out Kevin's channel. I think I can do this. I'm going to try this. Oop, I got gummy eraser in my hand. Because I'm about done for the night. I'm just sitting here erasing and talking. YouTube.com/Mr. Hinkle. I think it's... Yeah, look at that. So this is, and I'm going to put this in the chat. That's Kevin's channel, and we will be there tomorrow doing... oh, it shows up. Look at that. It shows up in multiple places. Neat. We will both be there tomorrow doing doodles upon request, and it'll be a battle of the doodles. Nobody's really going to win or lose, according to him, although I think I'm going to get my butt kicked. But we'll see. It's not a competition. We're just going to have fun. I'm going to make some coffee. I'm going to be in my PJs. It's going to be a good time. I see that my dad has joined on Facebook. Bethany's niece. Yes, this is Bethany's niece. Very well done, Dad. This is a drawing that I've been meaning to do for months. And I've been given a deadline because somebody didn't give me a deadline originally. Oh, this thing is so tacky. And so, of course, because I'm an artist, you have to give an artist a deadline or else they're not going to do it. So I finally got a deadline of do it when, have it done before we go to Kentucky, and I'm like, you got it. So I'm using this as an excuse now to do a little setup practice for tomorrow, get used to doing some drawing while talking, which is actually harder than it seems, harder than I thought it was going to be. Battle of the Doodles. I like Twitch platforms, so I would probably see you all on that. Yeah, so I don't know what I think he's streaming on StreamYard, which I think is going to go to YouTube, but I think also probably I think he's got it going to both Twitch and YouTube, right? Yeah. Friends and family are like, yeah, just whenever you got it done. I'm like, oh, then it's not going to get done ever. I'm going to go ahead and tell you. I'm going to put it off until it absolutely has to be done. Or if you pay me. Like, if somebody's going to pay me, I'll have it done that night. I mean, maybe not that night, but... So when I was doing robot portraits, I would get payment up front. I would say, you have to pay me up front. And then they would, and I would get the drawing done pretty much within a day. And it only took like 20 minutes. Like, I wasn't spending a whole lot of time on it. But the setup and the video kind of stuff took so long that was worth the extra dollars that I would charge them. And, for $20, you get a piece of custom artwork. What are you going to do with that, man? That's nothing to shake a stick at. Okay, this is really warm. Ugh. Thanks, Dad. I appreciate the comment that it looks good. I hope you are doing well. I need to call you and say hi, because it's been a little while. I realize these lids have like corners on them and stuff. It is a box after all, not a piece of solid state engineering. Put some shading on that, and shading on this. Oh, this is very happy music that we got going here. All right, so yeah, there was this one guy who I did a project for that I ended up doing like 2 giant watercolor paintings for, but I also did a bunch of, like, he wanted just a presentation with a bunch of, like, he was doing a PowerPoint presentation, but he wanted like hand-drawn characters as part of his pitch, whatever it was. And his pitch was very much, what kind of person are you in this sales group? Are you this kind of person? Are you this kind of person? And he wanted me to draw, like, I don't know how he found me, but he was like, he approached me and said, I want you to, I'll pay you to draw these characters. So I basically drew like kind of comic booky characters, but they all represented a different aspect of a business person. And then that same guy had me do like some giant watercolors, kind of the same thing. And then he went off on his own and made an iPad story, interactive child's book story that I completely illustrated. And so for payment, I got an X amount of money, and which was like the payment was more than I'd ever made in my entire life at art. And then an iPad, like I got an iPad out of it that I used for like 10 years. It was ridiculous, right? And the app didn't really do very well, like he had a line on some programmers in China that he was working with that he was able to get to work for kind of inexpensively. So, I did the best I could with, the art. So I don't know. It was a lot of fun. So anyway, so that's about it. I think I'm done with this for now. I am going to get some sleep and get ready for tomorrow. So again, I put the link out 9 a.m. tomorrow morning for you Central people, 10 a.m. Eastern. Kevin and I will be doodling it out. And then I'll be back here on Sunday, probably doing the coloring on this. I don't think I'm going to do anything Lego, because I just don't have anything bought or ready to, I've got a microfighter here that's kind of parted out. I need like 5 bits left, and I have to get those off Bricklink. But like they're in like the parts are in Australia or something, and I'm like, I don't want to have to pay $20 for 2 parts. So anyway, I'm waiting on that. But yeah, come back tomorrow night, or no, not tomorrow night, Sunday night, tomorrow morning on Kevin's channel, and hopefully we will have a lot of fun. We'll have some coffee and do some doodles, and it'll be a good time. So thanks for coming by, everybody. Have a good night, and we'll see you tomorrow.